Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. This video we'll be talking about torque wrenches, and the ones I carry, the ones I used to carry, the ones I like, the ones I don't like. These aren't super fancy, snap-on kind of Matco wrenches, but they're good enough for what I do. So this is the one I started out with on the truck long before I had a service body truck. Just a little, you know, $10 or $12 torque wrench. It'll tell you manually in increments. Came with a little adapter on them, you know, very run-of-the-mill. Every guy with a garage, with the 2-car garage and a toolbox, basically has one of these. And that's about the same with this, for the most part. I mean, I do like that feature where you can go from 3/8 to half. That's really cool. My only complaint is that piece will come all the way out, and then you're stuck with this little wrench. So I've never had it pop out on me, but definitely something to watch for. This overall was alright. It wasn't my favorite. It's way too stiff down here. Even with it adjusted, it's not the best. I think I got this for 40 bucks at Menards. It's a Performax. Doesn't have any letter or model numbers on it. That should tell you something. So it's probably honestly just a stamped out run-of-the-mill Chinese click torque wrench. But I will say, going from this wrench to this wrench definitely opened up my mind about these click torque wrenches and why they are awesome. I don't have a digital one. I'm just going to say that. I don't have one of those. I don't know if I plan to have one of those, honestly. I might buy one and try it out. But so far, these are the two. Actually, this is my brand new one, and this is the one I've been carrying on the truck for about a year now. So, a little bit about what I do. I'm a mobile welder. I carry a couple wrenches on the truck, so to speak. When I got to take things apart and put things back together, you got to put them back together the way you took them apart. And a lot of times I'm working on heavy equipment and trailers and tires and very expensive pieces of gear, and in order to keep the customers happy and keep the machines running properly, you got to put it back together the way that it's supposed to be put back together. So you got to be a little bit knowledgeable in that. So I guess we'll start with this one, because this is basically the mini-me of this. So I will say, this came with a case like these. This did not. This is the Masterforce 2378329. And this thing is just a joy to use. It really is. This was my first real click torque wrench. After this cheap one, I was like, okay, it's time for a nice one. And I dove right in head first, and I got this thing. And I cannot be more pleased with this. It is a 1/2 inch. It goes up to 250 foot-pounds. And it starts, I believe, at 50. No. I think it starts at, let me see. Oh, it does. It starts at 50. So you got quite the range. You know, 50 to 250. That's quite the range. I love this thing. It's definitely opened up my eyes to a nicer tool. It's got a lot better fit and finish than this one does. it's not really a deal breaker that this one doesn't do the little slidey thing, because I really only carry 1/2" sockets on my truck. So usually if I have to, if I need a smaller tool, as we'll talk about later, I usually just buy adapters and keep them on that tool if I need a ratchet or a ratchet or impact or something like that that is smaller. And I'll go through exactly what I'm talking about with this. I had to do that with this, but I'll show you guys. So overall, great click torque wrench. I don't use it all the time. Definitely don't use it all the time. But when I do need it, it is extremely nice. I guess I gotta twist it back. Put it in its case. Now these wrenches are kind of some of the things that I do keep in the case. I'm not a big fan of keeping things into the factory case. I like to just let them float around in my truck, and I grab them when I need them. But these are more or less precision tools, and it's not necessarily good to let these tools just kind of sit just uncontained, bouncing around, getting scratched. And the main reason I keep them in the case is I don't want this lettering getting scratched up. So that was the main thing. And where I store these, like I said, I don't need these every day. I'm not using these things every day. I'll be lucky to use these things maybe once every 2 months. But it does pay to have some really nice ones. Like I said before, these are no snap-on. These are no snap-on, Macro, Blue Point, whatever. This is just what I got. I'm a big Menards guy. I love Menards. We are lucky enough to have a hardware store that's not too far from us. I buy a lot of my tools from there. So a lot of my tools are Masterforce. They're green. So this is that one. I'll put the part numbers in the description. And actually, yeah, I'll just throw a link to both of these in the description, so you guys can check them out. And you'll see what I mean by mini-me. So this is the 1/2" one, and this is the 1/4" one. It is literally the exact same thing, but miniaturized. Now this thing, I literally just got this like 2 days ago, and I have not had a chance to go out into the field and test it yet. This is a Masterforce 2378323. So I wish I could say some more stuff about this, but I really don't have that much experience running this as much as I do this. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk about these little adapters that I purchased. Now this wasn't like, you know, Harbor Freight prices. These are not, if you want a cheaper tool, you go to Harbor Freight. These are not necessarily bargain deal tools at all. But this is kind of what I'm talking about the adapters. So I got a air ratchet on my truck. It's a 3/8, and I usually keep an impact rated adapter on it for 1/2", and that usually just stays on there. So I'll demonstrate with this kind of adapter setup just goes on there, and it'll stay in the kit with it because all my sockets on my truck are 1/2" impact, with the exception of a couple Torx drive bits and hex drive bits. Those are chrome. Those are 3/8. So that's why I kind of, instead of getting the one that jumps from 1/4 to 1/2, I wanted to be able to, if I needed to, torque those with this. So that's what that is. I'm excited to use this thing and see how well it ends up working. Hopefully, if it's anything like its bigger brother over here, the 329 over here, it's definitely going to be a good asset to have on the truck. But yeah, that's a little bit of background with my torque wrenches. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like it, subscribe it, and all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next one.